you said on Tuesday you felt like you guys were in good shape going into this weekend, but where do you feel like you guys are now, and what will these next couple days be like until Monday?
Good question, Eddie. We live in a reset age. I mean, all these guys play video games. It's not like any of those guys lose any confidence. That's what's pretty amazing about it, is how it's been like that all year. All of a sudden we struggle, and then all of a sudden it's like, man, we're struggling, and all of a sudden we play good. And that's the reset age that we live in. I mean, if it's not going well in the video game, they're going to reset it and start it over. And they're really good about doing that. Our first season was the regular season, and our second season was the Big 12. And hopefully, if we're truly who we're supposed to be, and we talk about the Big 12, we talk about our record in the Big 12, how that our record is against the SEC schools, how our record is against the Pac-12 schools, how our record is against the ACC schools. If we're truly the Big 12, then we'll get in, because we're the number 2 team and the number 2 conference in the country. If we're truly the Big 12 and we're truly the number 2 conference in the nation. It's not about how you finish, because this day and age is a reset age. It's just different. And we could go out, had 5 teams last year playing the championship games. And so our pitching staff could match up with a lot of people. I mean, when you start seeing different people that you hadn't seen all year long, it'll be a lot different. And our conference is really good from really 1 to 9. I mean, our ninth place team beat swept an SEC school at home. We just got through beating 2 out of 3 last weekend. We just got through scoring 13 runs in a doubleheader that we stayed 12 hours out on the field. So if it ain't a reset age, I don't know what it is.
Pitching has been your guys' strength. Are you surprised at what happened today, and where did you, between Wiles and Levi, where did everything after? Did things bleed over for Levi after once this thing got going?
Well, for Levi, he'd been sick. I mean, he lost 15 pounds. He'd been sick from the start he had. That's when it started that morning, the start he had in Texas, and he didn't even make it to practice until we left to go here. I mean, he lost 15 pounds from it, and it was a big-time virus. And so we've had 4 or 5 of those guys. White was the same way. You asked the question a while ago, have you ever seen a game like this? Well, the only reason I'm sitting here is because of a game like this. When I was at the University of Texas and we played Missouri, we had a 9-run lead going in the first inning off a guy named Aaron Crow that was the first pick in the draft, and we ended up giving up 31 runs. And you learn a lot from these outings, and those kids will learn a lot from these outings, and Nathan will learn a lot from these outings. And that outing he had today, and not that he didn't pitch bad, it's about details, it's about hitting targets, it's about understanding what your first step on defense, and what Brewster said a while ago about the game itself. It's not the 24 up or 24 down. You're playing against the baseball. You're not playing against the opponent. You're playing against the baseball, and that's what really matters in the game itself, and that's what makes it so really unique, because it's an imperfect game. Nobody's going to perfect this game. If they could perfect it, we'd see more perfect games. Nobody's going to perfect it, and you have a human element that they're trying to take away from using video replay and umpiring, and it's hard. It takes the emotions out of the game sometimes. So for us to get that opportunity to go the next step, which is our 3rd season, would be huge, huge. I mean, it would be a totally different ball club next week.
Head coach Skip Johnson, student athletes Blake Brewster and Briley Ware will start with an opening statement from the coach.
Started off really good, really had a good tempo, hitting a double play, swinging a ball that's probably a ball out of the strike zone, and wheels kind of started spinning. Wiles went out and had a really good inning the next inning. Then leaves an 0-2 pitch. We're supposed to bounce it, hangs it, going to make those mistakes. didn't forgive himself, and hats off to TCU. They took advantage of some balls that were up and found some holes, and when we got a ground ball, we tried to roll a double play on a hit and run, runners in front of him, make an error there, and it kind of really snowballed, misread a ball that fell into center field. When you do those things against in a momentum of an inning, you lose the momentum, and it can spiral out of control, which it did.
Okay, questions for student athletes?
Blake, and Briley, this is for both of you guys. After the inning where TCU scored all its runs, can you kind of just explain what it's like as an offense at that point, trying to hit when the deficit gets so big? What's on your mind, and how you try to chip away at it?
At that point, we're fighting to get back in it. You know, not one swing's not going to do it. One swing's not going to score 12 runs, 14 runs. We're just trying to have quality ABs and get back in the game. Good at bats.
Yeah, we have to keep in mind, like Coach always preaches, I mean, just one pitch at a time. I mean, we had really good at bats before that, and then, I mean, we just had to stick with it and keep one pitch at a time mentality.
Kind of along those lines, I mean, it's probably not something you guys want to dwell on, but you both played a lot of baseball. Have you ever been in a game like that where it's that much has happened in one frame like that?
Absolutely. Yeah.
This is for both of you again, but can you describe the mood in the dugout right after that inning?
Probably can't tell you what I said to the guys. At that point, it's about pride, it's about attitude, it's about playing for the jersey on your back. If you can play up 24 runs, you should be able to play down 24 runs. Really, the mentality doesn't change whether you're up or down.
Yeah, exactly like Blake said. I mean, it's for pride. We're playing for each other. I mean, that's all there was to it.
For both Blake and Briley, I know that this tournament really didn't go the way you guys were probably hoping, but overall, just how can you sum up this season for you guys now that it's kind of towards the end?
I mean, these are guys that, I'll call brothers for the rest of my life. So, I mean, that's one thing that I know I can take away. I mean, we still got a decent shot of getting in regional. And so, I mean, we just got to go out and, I mean, hopefully perform. So,
And like I said, it's brotherhood. I'll never be able to forget the guys that I met here, the guys that have come before, the coaching staff, the people we've met throughout this game. There's so many things that people preach about baseball and how it's like life. You'll never forget the people that are involved, and I think that's the biggest thing I've taken out of this whole season, this whole career, is making an impact on not just your teammates, not just your family, but the little kids, the people who drive from San Antonio who don't even have anybody to see. Make an impact on their lives.
Okay, any more questions for the student athletes? Okay, guys, we'll let you go back. Thank you.